Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the Trans Nation Esports Sunday 7 o'clock U.S. regional running from lovely, lovely Japan. I am Stu, joined as always by Michael Garone Jr. Mike, how's it going this evening, sir?
Going pretty good. Glad to be back after missing last week. I hope you missed me. I know Sebi probably did a good job to fill my shoes. Yeah, excited for today. Suzuka, an iconic track, terms in the F1 world. Very difficult, demanding track, especially with your first sector, swooping S section, and then you head into Dunlop. Probably I'd say it's a real underrated corner. I think it's up there for one of the most difficult on the game. Um, but you wouldn't think so. Just everybody thinks, yeah, pretty flat out corner, not too difficult. But that rear end, it'll go and it'll result in a very big crash. So, yeah, I think that's going to be our spot to look out for, especially in qualifying. I think we might see a couple guys slip through there.
Yeah, I think 100% agree with you there. It's not too hard to push the car just a little bit too hard through there, and if you do that, you will end up looping her around and finding yourself in the wall without a doubt. Like you said, a very challenging track. Of course, 18 corners around here in Suzuka. You have some iconic ones, like you said, the Dunlop, of course, the iconic S curves as well. The Casio Triangle, the two Degners, and Spoon. It's a historic track here in Japan. Some drivers love it, some drivers hate it, but hopefully we'll be in for some good racing here tonight as Chef is about to be the first. Konnichiwa, Kaz. Good old Dirty Don.
We're we're still going with Degner.
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 Degner, bud. Oh, watch out around those Degners. Oy, oy, oy.
Wait, we got like confirmation that that's actually how you say them, didn't we? Because I think we had this conversation
Oh, I don't know.
when we went to this track last season, and I made fun of you for saying it like that, and you looked into it, and that's actually how you pronounce them. And every time you say it, it gets me. I can't help myself.
Let's see. Degner. Curve. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna say how it's pronounced though. Oh no. Okay, so Ernest Degner is Degner is the race car driver here, but it doesn't have like the enunciation thing on how you would pronounce his name. So I think we're gonna roll with Degner because
No,
what other
we
way would
uh,
you go?
we definitely did have this conversation because, yeah, you looked up that, and it's a German driver,
Perhaps.
and he has a. Ooh,
Oh, Aaron Bolin. Hello. Before 130R. It's an interesting spot.
and we got. Oh,
Oh no, it's below 130. It's in the bridge. As Red Panda. So RPG is back. That's Seb. And
yeah,
he is.
he got disqualified, and then his AI decided to park it right in the middle of the track, and his teammate El Capitano ran right into him.
Oof. Did I think El Capitano at least escaped without a penalty, right? I don't think he picked anything up.
I don't believe he got a penalty.
Well, that's at least good news there.
Yeah, no
But
penalties for him.
that's unfortunate. That is certainly unfortunate. What do we have? My goodness, is track facts here. Oi, oi, oi. 100th race last year for your A, Brett. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, we don't need to talk about me getting poked yesterday. This is a family-friendly broadcast.
Yep. Please don't bring that up.
I'll talk about it tomorrow. The Monday night broadcast is more PG, so um, that's okay. The family members, they can plug the little ones' ears. Anywho, absolutely no indication on what kind of weather we're looking at here in Japan. As we see Kenny, he completed a lap time of a 1:47.0. I would say that is not indicative of Kenny's time. I think he's going to be a little bit faster than that. This is, you'll see 13 drivers here tonight. All of them are regulars. This is actually one of the divisions where we don't usually see many reserves. As we see Dustin Howe just starting a flying lap. But you know, the slight late season downtick in attendance, it's not entirely not entirely surprising to see. A little bit disappointing, but you know what? These boys are giving her all. As we, what is this, round 17 of 22, 21, I think, because we axed Vietnam. Yeah, 21.
Yeah,
So
I think yeah, round 17 should be.
Yep, so after this we have the United States at Coda, where of course NASCAR just finished up running at.
My favorite track.
Hopefully it's a more dry race this time around for us. The Mexican Grand Prix, the Brazilian Grand Prix, and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, so... I don't know, I don't mind, like... Okay, I don't like Coda, but I don't mind Mexico and Brazil. I do enjoy Brazil. Don't mind Mexico. Mexico's tough, but I don't know. Yeah, are these not your favorite tracks to end up the season, Mike?
Yeah, I hate Coda. Mexico, it was good to me last season in the wet. So as long as it rains, I guess I'll be excited. Brazil, I want to love Brazil. I really want to love it, but I just can't figure out how to go fast. I mean, I don't go nearly as fast as I used to on this game anyway, but I've just always struggled at Brazil. And then Abu Dhabi is, I mean, who likes that track?
Yeah.
Like, does anybody enjoy it? I don't think any does. Other than the fact that it's a, you know, night race with a bunch of shiny lights, blah, 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 but the actual track is not very enjoyable.
It's not very enjoyable, but actually the past couple of years there, we've seen some darn good races. If I remember right, the two divisions running there last season, both of the 9 o'clock divisions, they had amazing races there. It was like we had 3 wide racing. There was passing opportunities. So as much as it can be a crappy track to drive, I can recall us having some good racing there. So I mean, hopefully I'm not jinxing it right now, and we do have some good racing there come the end of the season. But you know, still gotta have fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I remember some tight racing that I didn't want to be involved in last season.
Yeah.
Very, very stressful moments.
You're racing for that championship, of course.
Yeah, there was also, if I go back to Sunday 9, Season 1, I think the championship went down to the wire with you and Ethan out of Abu Dhabi, and I think you played some strategy.
Yes.
You played a different strategy to win that race, and that was a good
Adam's
one to
in
call.
the fence. Adam just lost it coming out of the hairpin, turn 11.
He's going to have to be careful on,
Yeah,
I was going to say, you don't want to get disqualified. This game will disqualify you for trying to get back on track.
Yeah, season 1, actually, yeah, you're right. Season 1, at least, it was a good race there. It was whoever beats who got that championship, and there was some late safety cars as well that played into it. It was a fun race, certainly a fun race, and Ethan this year, at least on the 9 o'clock side, he looks poised to potentially take home that championship, as he has a 218 point gap back to Freddie
Yeah,
Martinez.
I think he's far clinched that.
Oh yeah,
I think he's
true, eh?
already got it. Yeah, I think it.
That's like an
I think
eight.
he
That's like
clinched
eight
it after.
races.
Yeah, I think he clinched it after Singapore.
Oh, okay. So congratulations, Ethan. I'm glad you were able to get that one.
Yeah, because Lane and I were interviewing him, and we asked him about the championship and how he was so comfortable, and he kind of was like, "Oh yeah, I think I clinched it by a point or 2 points tonight," and we were like, "Oh really?" And we did the math, and I was like, "Oh yeah, he has." So yeah, that one was a runaway.
Yeah, that is a runaway and a half. Although, you know what, there are some good battles to be had there. I think.
P2 still at play.
Yeah,
There's,
P2.
I think,
Well, I think
large.
Freddie Martinez probably has
You
that
never
locked
know.
up. I don't
You
know.
never know.
As Hunter goes P3 on a 126.8 to look at the racing that's in front of us. He doesn't even have a lap register on these tires, so with 6 minutes left in quali. But yeah, P3 in the driver standings is up for grabs there. Or actually P2. Freddie, myself, Sebi, Matt, Elia, and Dion Helgelian. Up for grabs there. On the Monday side, there's still some good battles going on there too. I wouldn't say that the battle's over between Drake and Honda. Honda definitely holds the upper hand there. And then between you and Alex Gutierrez, Mike, there's a pretty good battle brewing there. And then yeah, there's always going to be some good midfield and lower in the field battles where just one good result can throw things on its head, as we saw with Brick Click and Big Pete, who I'm sure we'll talk about in tomorrow night's broadcast. So we see Hunter navigating his way around off the track, staying out of people's way. But still some good battles to be had late in the season. Hopefully we'll be able to see the numbers stay up here, or bounce back a little bit for the last 4 races as we carry into the off season, and what will be a new game. Should be a fun one to look forward to. Get to see that Aston Martin emerge into the game.
Oh yeah.
So we do have confirmed clear weather for the race.
No fun.
No fun. Hopefully it will lead. Hopefully we'll have some better racing here than what we had last year. I can remember both of the races, the Sunday and the Monday night race, being as Dustin had a wicked moment there, coming out at turn 17 and 18. Wowee. Yeah, I'm hoping that we'll get some better races than what we had last year, because I can remember those were some pretty boring races to watch. Pretty boring races.
We need some. I think it does get tricky to overtake here. Only one DRS zone, and you've got to be very brave to make a pass into turn 1. So, I mean, most of the overtakes we see are on the back straightaway into 130R, which even then, if you don't have the move done, you've got to be pretty brave to make that move. So,
yeah,
I think like you wouldn't want to see rain as a driver here, but at least it would make it, I guess, more viable to make some moves and make your way through the field.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I've ever done a race here in the wet. I think I've gotten lucky in that aspect, but I'm sure it'd be interesting.
Well, and that's unusual too, because in real life, rain often comes into play here in Japan. There's been a number of races in recent years that have like typhoon level rains that have come to affect this race. But yeah, I think I can't recall. I'm gonna jinx it for later now. Can almost confirm that can almost confirm that there's going to be race later now, or rain later now, but that's the way
Yeah,
it
you
be.
could blame me.
That's the way it would be. But I mean, as we see, Joe, in the wet you can't overtake. But I actually feel like this might be one of those tracks where you could overtake in the wet, just because. Um, I mean, it's not an overly wide track, sure, but it's technical enough that if you have the confidence in the wet, then I think you could pull off some passes at unconventional spots and be okay. You know, there's a couple of high traction zones here, but not a ton. And while there's only one DRS zone, but I don't know. I'd be interested to see what it would be like here in the wet. I think it might be a good track for the wet.
Yeah, I've I agree that it's still difficult to overtake in the wet around any track, but it gets more, you could get more creative and make passes in places where you would have no business making an overtake in the dry. It just, because you're slowing the pace down, and also you have to throw in, human error. One person slips up at a corner where you usually wouldn't in the dry. Now that it's raining, it opens up that ability. So if you just get better exits in out of a certain corner, you could really force the issue and make that run. So, um, yeah, I think there's an art to, first of all, driving in the wet, driving fast in the wet, and then also making moves in the wet that some people might not be as daring to make. Let's say.
Yeah, yeah. Some people might not be as daring. That's right. We're about to see Adam Kowalczykowski cross the line. He just improves. Joseph is caught up in traffic behind the Ferrari of Dirty Don. And
He's not gonna be happy about that one.
That is not. As Don was on an outlap, clear as day shows on screen. So I think old Don's gonna have to face the music on that one. That's for sure. As man, Adam's a half second faster than Joseph right now. See what Hunter's able to do. His teammate just crossed the line. Dustin actually putting up a great performance here, sitting fourth fastest right now.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised by this. I saw him in the Discord say that he was really looking forward to this race, and he said he feels like he's perfected the setup to where he wants it. So I was kind of expecting a good showing so far, and or out of him, and so far he's living up to that.
Now, as Patrick just leapfrogs over him by 1/10 of a second. Bumps Dustin to fifth. But yeah, this, Dustin is one of those drivers. He's one of the things that I've noticed over the course of the season, just how consistent he is in making sure that he keeps the car on track and stays out of penalty trouble. And as Hunter leapfrogs Joseph to go to P2, so that is a nice run there for Hunter, that's for sure. But I mean, Dustin, if one of these guys in front of him makes a mistake, then he could be on for a really good finish here. As also Chef qualifying P9, beating out Don and JD. This is Chef's best qualifying effort of the season here. So maybe he's feeling comfortable around here in Japan as well. As El Capitano is going to be the final driver to cross the finish line. He jumps to P6 on a 127.5. And Don crossed the line to finish up his quali. And that will be the end of qualifying for here in Japan. I wonder if Don wasn't on a flying lap when he came into contact with Joseph, I don't think.
I think I'm almost certain he was on an out lap, but
Yeah. We'll see. I'm sure that... Oh, good old David. Mr. David upon available if need tonight for racing. Maybe he'll want to race at 9. Maybe he'll want to race at old 9 o'clock with us wily vets. As qualifying is complete here in Japan. We'll go through the entire starting grid here in just a moment. This is not clear, sunny conditions.
lied to again. These 7 o'clock weathermen are not very good.
I'm going to fire them all.
Yep.
They're all fired. They're all fired. Come on, guys. You have one job. Well, I mean, end race, I guess, but that's not important. Oh, well. That's the way she goes. And, I mean, hopefully there's no spotty rain showers, because this is all it takes with this game. Just a little bit of an overcast condition, and then sometimes it will it will evolve to some rain, but we shall see. 'Cause now it sounds like Mike has gone into a parking lot, a windy parking
Sounds
lot.
like I've gone into a parking lot.
Yeah.
That's probably because my mic is now facing the air conditioner.
That went wrong.
Probably. Is it better now?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I had the mic facing the AC vent.
Well, that would do it. That would do it, I suppose. As we get ready now to take you through the DXT eSports starting grid, and we're going to start off with the air conditioning bowl position here. Japan's not usually that hot, I don't think, this time of year, but that's the way she goes. And on pole position this week, again, it is Adam Kowalczykowski. He has had a very strong few weeks here. Definitely looking to reel in the gap to Joseph there for the championship, although Joseph does have quite a handy lead there. Qualifying alongside him in P2 is Hunter in the Mercedes. Joseph qualifies third in the Williams alongside Patrick, PGBX King, in the Haas. The second Mercedes of Dustin Howe qualifies fifth alongside El Capitano in sixth. Greg Brody qualifies seventh alongside Kenny T&E Highway in eighth. Chef, with his best qualifying effort on the season, qualifies ninth. And Dirty Dawn rounds out the top 10, the only driver starting on the mediums. Jaden qualifies 11th. Alongside him will be Aaron Boland. And rounding out the grid is Seb in his return to racing here in the U.S. Regional in that Renault. Very quickly now, I'll just show you the driver standings. You can see Joseph there with a 42-point lead on Adam Kowalczykowski. We are missing Kevin Hutchison tonight, who is currently third in the drivers' standings. You can see the rest of the standings right there. And on the constructor side is Williams leading the way by 146 points. They just about have that thing locked up. As you see the entire constructor standings right there. So as we see the drivers grid up, will we see rain here? I don't know. There's some cloud cover. We could see some spotty showers. We'll have to wait and see as we wait for we see the red lights are up. The revs are building for these 7 o'clock drivers, and we are about to go racing here in Japan. They are off and away for the Japanese Grand Prix. Adam Kowalczykowski got an amazing jump. Joseph gonna take P2 back right away as well. As a little bit further back, they are duking it out. Patrick goes off a little bit. Dustin's gonna take fourth back. El Capitano comes back on, and Greg Brody got into the back of him a little bit, but both of those seem to have survived. Other than that, though, a fairly uneventful first corner as Dirty Dawn has dropped back to 13th position. The only one starting on the medium compound tire.
Playing the long game.
Playing the long game. That's for darn sure he is.
Joseph got probably the perfect start. He got a great launch compared to Hunter, which is exactly what he needed. And he's right on the back of Adam, so I think that misfortune in qualifying has got him pretty fired up.
Yeah, I think so. That's the last thing that you want to see if you're Adam, is a hungry Joseph coming your way. It's not going to be fun to look back and see. Now, Mike, one of the things we didn't talk about here, because we were talking about many other things, strategy here for Japan. Now, of course, this could all go out the window if we see some rain start to drop, which, my goodness, is it ever kind of dark. But strategy around here in Japan, now we see all but one of the drivers starting on the soft. Is it a soft medium? Is it a soft hard? What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, you'll have to forgive me because it's been a while, but I believe it you teeter on the edge between a soft hard and a soft medium.
You are correct.
It's very close between the two. I think that. Am I correct?
You are. You got the right answer.
So you knew the answer and you asked me.
Well,
You put
yeah.
me on the spot.
Yeah. I want to see what. Well, I mean, you're faster than I am. You're better than I am. I wanted to know what your thoughts were. So,
Yeah, I think I remember doing a soft medium last season, I believe.
Yeah, you can. I think the tricky thing is you to do the soft medium. You're pulling those tires out to their not their limits, but you're definitely bringing the softs into puncture range, and the mediums are going to be a little bit better, but you definitely use up all of both of those tires. If you go on to the hards, then you can do so before the drop off in the softs. And it means that neither of your tires are going to drop off here. There's a great battle going here for what is this? P9, 10, 11, and 12. I think we're going to see lots of soft to hards because that's what the game, I think, is going to recommend. I think drivers that have done their homework well will know that soft to medium, you can get that done. And have it be a little bit faster in the long run, especially on that second stint. So, we shall see. We shall see. All that it takes is somebody wanting to do an undercut on somebody too, and that can really throw things off. As RPG,
That was a pretty nice move through the S's there.
That it was. These guys have had, you know what? These guys have had a couple of good battles here to start off this race. Everybody's been relatively clean. They're all still relatively bunched up. Oh, and there goes.
He caught the grass on entry, and it just looped around.
Yep. A localized yellow for that. Meanwhile, a little bit further up the field, we have Patrick, Dustin, El Capitano, and Greg all within DRS range of one another. Here goes Patrick looking up the inside into 130R. Not going to be close enough. Will they be close enough into Casio? Is that Casio? Casio? I don't even know. Tomato, it's the watch. Let's call it Rolex corner. The Rolex triangle. Because I think Casio... Is it named after the watch? I feel like it might be.
I think it is. Yeah. Oh, Patrick.
Yeah.
Patrick thought about a move at turn one.
He did. These guys are getting frisky. They're getting a little bit frisky here. Simmer down, boys. There's still 23 laps of racing to go. And have plenty of time here. Plenty of time. As it hasn't gotten any darker, it also hasn't really gotten any lighter. The one thing that this will do is it keeps temps down for these drivers, so it should mean that their tires can theoretically go longer. I think Chef might have had an off as well. He's dropped back a little bit.
Yeah, either that or he just, I don't know, he might have lost that huge amount of time when Red Panda in front of him spun.
True.
'Cause that was right in front of Chef. He did a good job to actually not hit him, but
True. Well, I think the sun's trying to peek through in a couple spots, it looked like. In Spoon, anyway. Maybe it was just me seeing things, but maybe it's lightening up a bit for these guys. Oh, yeah, the sun.
Ooh, Patrick runs into the back of Dustin.
He's going to lose spots.
And Nick takes advantage.
Yeah. This guy's having a grand old battle. At the front, Joseph is staying close to Adam. The gap has gone, you know, anywhere from half a second to 8/10 now. As Patrick seems to be going a little bit wide there in turn one, struggling a little bit maybe with corner exit there. And it's costing him in some of these battles. Now I wonder, Mike, if that could be that Patrick's car is just set up more for straight line speed. Because he does seem to be struggling maybe a little bit in these, especially Sector 1 is very technical. With the
Yeah, I think you're right, because he seems to be pulling up pretty good to the cars in front of him. Yeah, obviously he struggles a little bit in the first sector.
Quite a bit, actually, as he's fallen out of DRS range now. Yellow flag in Sector 2, that's for Chef.
That's Chef.
Oh no, right under the bridge. He's back going with no damage.
No damage.
So that's good. El Capitano's looking to make a move on Dustin. This is a battle for P4. And El Capitano is going to take that move with ease. Dustin's going to take a peek around the outside, but not going to be able to do it. He's just going to hang on, take the DRS into turn one, I would imagine.
He's going to get it back.
Oh. Oh, El Capitano. I thought he was going into the pits or something there. The weird camera angle F1 has given us. But Capitano, he got a little bit of a tank slapper there, I think, coming out of 18. Maybe hit that big bump wrong. So some good battles going on here. As the top two just continue to run away from the field. 7.5 seconds back to Joseph now. So that's good for those two. It does mean that they'll probably be able to save their tires a little bit. If you're Hunter, could be the start of a long, not super exciting race for you.
He's all by himself.
7.7 seconds to the guy ahead, 4 seconds to the guy behind. A couple guys already picking up penalties as well. Patrick and Aaron Bolin with a time penalty already. Not too many spots around here that you can pick up time penalties, eh, Mike? Or track extensions, as Chef is off in Sector 1. I would say that the Dagners? Is that... And maybe Casio?
Yeah.
Exit of turn... Or exit of 2? Turn 2, maybe?
The middle part of Spoon you can extend and get warnings, but there's a lot of corners where if you go off, you have more than a warning to worry about. So, yeah. Like even the I'm gonna say it the way I want to say it. The Degnas.
Degner.
The Degners. If you go off in the first bit, you're not gonna have a good time, and even the second bit, that curb will really spit you out. So you don't want to be going that wide.
As El Capitano had a moment, he has fallen a fair bit back from Dustin. Yeah, that or Dustin just turned on the jets. But those two are separated a little bit. Yellow flag in Sector 2. That is a Red Bull of Greg Brody. He has had a moment. The Red Bull struggling out of turn 9 here.
Chef is around.
Oh no, not again, Chef. Chef actually pitted for the hards. Oh boy, and there come the leaders. Patrick also boxed for the hards. What happened to Patrick?
I think
Unless
he
if that,
just went for an
yeah,
early stop.
that's true. You can, I think you can run these tires until about lap 9 as Chef is retired from the session. Oh no, has he Kubitzed it? No, not quite. Safety car.
Oh, we got a safety car.
And a couple of these guys, El Capitano and Dustin, are able to take advantage of this. Not really going to benefit them at all, because the safety car has not been deployed yet. Actually,
Yeah, it hasn't picked up the leaders, so everybody will have to follow this delta for the next lap.
oh, as RPG picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding on the pit road. Actually, you know what? That does help Dustin quite a bit, though. Because Dustin may have had to double stack with his teammate. So this completely removes any possibility of that, as we see completely mixed tire strategy up and down. The up and down the order. Medium hard, medium hard, medium hard.
Yeah, I think I would have went with the mediums with this safety car window.
Yeah.
Interested to see what the top 3 are gonna do here.
Yep. I would imagine I would you know,
Why is Red Panda stopped on the track? Do you see that?
oh yeah, it just went away, didn't it? Yeah, parked in a dangerous location. Interesting. He went into pit and I saw that he had left the session.
Yeah, the weird thing was it said pit next to his name when he was sitting on the track, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Ooh, Adam goes mediums, Joseph goes
Oh.
Adam goes hards.
He got kicked.
Joseph goes mediums.
Oh, so split strategy at the front. As what does Adam have a penalty for? He's a 5-second penalty for speeding on pit road. It must be.
Oh, yeah, he sped in the pit lane.
Wow, under safety car too. That's a tough one to swallow. So yeah, I guess actually RPG and Seb he got booted. He just got booted from the session, which is strange. As he is rejoined, but he was disqualified, so unfortunately he's not going to have a car to return to. Unfortunate for him in his first race back. His first race back, not what he would have dreamed of, but a safety car here as the sun comes out in Japan. Now, this is going to be interesting, Mike. So I do think that Adam is certainly going to be hurting for pace here in the early portion of this run. I think he's going to be hurting a fair bit. But in the later half of the run, I don't know if that's going to be so much the case, because these mediums are going to have to go a long way. This is a long way to take the mediums. And we talked about how it was kind of on the edge already, as to what those mediums might be like at the end. So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, that 5-second penalty is really not gonna. That's gonna really hurt him. I don't think Joseph will even have to push too hard to just stay behind him.
Yeah.
If that's what he wants to do. Or he could just go the route of getting aggressive, try to get around him as soon as he can, and then Adam really can't fight back with that penalty, so...
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, I think Adam's put himself in a tough spot, but there's still a long race. I mean, Joseph can pick up, 3-second time penalties still. I know Joseph has gotten himself in trouble a few times this season with those penalties, so I think Adam might be on the back foot right now, but we'll have to see what these 16 laps are gonna do, or I guess 17 laps.
Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one to watch here, and how might Hunter factor into this too? If Hunter has the quicker tires, you know, could he hang up with Joseph or with Adam? If that's the case, I mean, we'll see. We know that Joseph and Adam, they were clearly faster when everybody was on the same tires, but you know, I don't know. The hards are not a quick tire. They might feel okay in race runs, but they're not necessarily a quick tire. So this is going to be interesting to watch here, as the mix up and down the grid will be something to watch. Oh, as Kenny gets together with Greg Brody. Greg actually got into Kenny, I believe. And Kenny picks up the penalty for it.
This game will never make sense with those penalties.
Now, that is something... that's one that Kenny can appeal at the end of the race, as long as he doesn't serve it. That's one of those ones. So, might be able to look into it. But of course, has to first not be served in the pits, and then also reported in the incident reporting room, as the safety car is not coming in for real. Interesting.
Why? Oh,
Guess
Don hasn't made his way up to the field yet.
But still, you know, most of the field was bunched together. I feel like this is like the 4th lap we've done on your safety car.
Yeah, I think it just, I don't know.
I don't even know.
Sometimes they feel, I don't know if you get the same way, but like when you're racing in under safety car, there's somewhere it feels like ages. And you're like, are we going to get this thing started or what?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times, especially when you're in like a good spot and you're real nervous. They feel like forever.
Yeah, and then there's some safety cars where it's like, okay, I'm counting on another lap here to like finish gathering myself, and then it's like, nope,
nope, we're going.
Yeah, time to go. Jaden came in that lap. I think he fitted the mediums, a fresh set of mediums. So, you know, we'll see here. The sun has come out. It's going to be a different look to the second half of this race. We're past the 3rd mark, at least. We passed that under safety car a moment ago. The halfway mark is fast approaching here, as when we restart this race, we damn well better be restarting this race this time around. As these guys look to, you know, hopefully go back racing. We had some good racing action too. Look at Dustin and El Capitano. They're actually on different compounds of tires. Patrick on the hards. Kenny on the mediums. Aaron Boland on the mediums. Greg on the hards. Then Don, Dirty Don, and Jaden, they both came in. Here comes the safety car. Here it comes. Alright, so it's going to be Adam Kowalczykowski leading us back to green. Leading us back to the green flag coming out of the Casio triangle. Waiting until the last... It's actually one of the... Wow.
Joseph's all over him.
Yeah, I think it's just that's the medium tires versus the hards on the safety car restart. Patrick picks up a 3-second time penalty off
Patrick
the hop.
Lost it on the restart.
Oh, so he did. And he picked up a 3-second time penalty for it. Interesting. Unfortunate there for Patrick, who, yeah, this is his first ever race here in Japan. So I'm surprised that Joseph wasn't able to make the move on Adam. Actually, you know what? This could be a very difficult track for Joseph to be able to make the move on Adam. There's not too many great passing opportunities, with the exception of the long straightaway, which Adam was able to hold off Joseph before. So I don't.
I think his only bet is getting a good run here out of Spoon, and he's gonna have to set it up for
The front straight.
Yeah, but I don't even know if he'd, because it's tricky to get a good run out of the Casio triangle. So,
but it's going to be even harder for Adam to get a good run.
Yeah. Oh, he might have it here.
I don't know. He does not. They are like dead even on straightaway speed. Although he didn't throw it into overtake mode there. So, whoa, tank slapper there for Joseph. The one thing for him is he's not gonna want to just settle in here behind Adam and burn up those mediums in the dirty air. He definitely does not want to do that. He wants to try and get a move on with it if he can. They've already cleared a second on Hunter. El Capitano and Dustin are right nose to tail as well. This is gonna be interesting here. A real train brewing up behind Dustin. You got Kenny, you got El Capitano. Kenny thought about sticking it in there. Oh boy, they bump El Capitano and Dustin come together. Capitano, Nick, he's gone around in Spoon. He rejoins.
And here comes Joseph. He's gonna try one around the outside.
Not gonna get it. Can he get a better run though? He did not get a good run out of. Did not get a good run out of that corner at all. He's not even using DRS.
I don't think it'll be active until the end of this lap.
You know what? That would make sense. That would be why he's not using it.
Okay, that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Gonna point out those things I missed. But in the meantime, Kenny picked up P4 from Dustin.
What?
Yeah. Kenny came charging through there when Dustin and Nick got together. And Kenny, who I think infamously last season where he went off and he explored the outer reaches of Spoon?
No, I think that was Mary Bus.
Oh, okay.
I believe that was Mary Bus.
That's
yeah.
True. Ugh.
I like the way you worded that. Explored.
the outer reaches of Suzuka.
Kind of a Kimi Räikkönen moment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Brazil.
Kenny with that 5-second. Oh, there goes Kenny. Going off a little bit in Spoon, a little bit wide. Is Joseph going to be close enough to make a move here? I don't think DRS will be enabled for him. Or is this the lap that it was enabled? I don't even know.
I think we'll get it. Yeah, he's going to have it this lap, but he's too far back now.
Maybe. Yeah, he is. I do think that Adam's car is set up well to be going fast in a straight line.
Yeah, I get that same feeling. Just because Joseph's really not pulling up that much. As much as you would expect, and it's got to be frustrating for him because he's getting right to the back of him every lap into turn one, but that's as far as he can get.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said earlier, to make a move into turn one, you have to pretty much be ahead of them already going into the corner. So
yeah, it's a tricky spot, a tricky track to make a pass at. Gotta make sure that you have good straight line speed in the car. You can sacrifice some time. uh, through the technical section. So there's Sector 1. There's not really a good passing opportunity there with the exception of Turn 1. Which is even still kind of a mediocre passing opportunity at best. But let's see here. Joseph is nice up close. He's using overtake and DRS. Here he goes. He's going to make this move easy, but he also used up essentially all of his ERS in the process. So if Adam is able to keep in touch with Joseph, then, you know, could be interesting. Dustin has closed back up on Kenny. Closed back up on the McLaren. Greg is behind him. Aaron Bolin behind him. And Jaden right behind him. So this battle continues to rage on. Same battle, different dance partners. As El Capitano has fallen off from. But, you know, it's definitely not out of the possibility for Nick to be able to get himself back into this battle for P5. P4, actually. As Dirty Dawn is only 1.5 seconds off the back of Jaden. And then El Capitano is rapidly closing on Dirty Dawn. So, that'll be one to watch here. Joseph and Adam. Joseph was not able to break away from Adam. Adam staying a half second back. Now, Adam knows that he needs a bit of luck here if in order for him to probably take victory here today. That 5-second speeding penalty really not going to help him at all. Not going to help him at all.
Nick was able to get around Don, so
he was.
Like you said.
Dustin was not able to get around Kenny.
Yeah, I think Dustin's just kind of staying conservative here. He's saving a lot of his ERS. I don't think he feels too pressured to make the move just yet.
True. He knows that even looking in his rearview mirror as Patrick picks up another 3-second time penalty, there's an Alpha Towery around behind him. That's Aaron Bolin. He's facing the wrong way. No damage on that car. But he loops it back around forward. That's going to drop him back to P11. Not ideal for Aaron. As El Capitano has closed right in on Jaden now. I wonder if Jaden and Aaron Bolin may have got together as El Capitano and Jaden come together a little bit. They both survive. Adam is not going to be close enough to even attempt to move on Joseph. Will Dustin be? As Kenny comes into pit and he gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit road. So interesting. I don't know why Kenny came in there. The two-stop strategy. The two-stop strategy. An interesting one. I wonder if we're going to see other people play the same thing. Play the same game here.
Yeah, I thought he was going to definitely stay out, considering he had that penalty that he probably could have got removed.
Oh! Greg with a great save there. Coming out of the first Dagner.
Every time. Oop, we got another yellow. That's Aaron Bolin again.
Oh, man. Aaron's not having a good time here. That's what happens when you French fry when you shit a pizza. Oh, he's gonna get... Oh, I thought he was going the wrong way. I was like, oh man, what are you doing, bud? Kenny gets around him. Adam still staying close. Hey, see, I don't know if the mediums would have made it comfortably. I do not think that Joseph any of those guys that pitted there, like with the exception of Don and Jaden, those 9-lap-old mediums are not going to be comfortable at the end of this race. Because like we were saying, you are right on the edge of being able to make it on the soft to medium strategy. Like, you don't have much wiggle room on either side of that. So, I don't know. And those safety car laps, sure, they don't really put much percentage onto the tires, but they still do put percentage onto the tires. And depending on what you do to be able to try and get them up to temp, you could burn them up a little bit more than you would like. And could just make things that much worse here at the end of this race. Patrick gets around Dirty Don. Meanwhile, the great battle that looked like we were going to see unfold here for P4 has subsided. Subsided a little bit. Dustin holding down the fort with P4 there quite nicely. Hunter just back to running a boring race again.
Oh, and now there's 3 seconds for Joseph.
Oh.
So it's opened up a little bit more for Adam to where, like you said, if Joseph really falls off at the end, it won't be as tricky.
Yeah.
Now he'll only need 2 seconds as opposed to that 5 he would have needed, so.
And of course, this is all as long as Adam doesn't pick up any penalties either, and he really does have to make sure that he stays within the DRS of Joseph right now. Joseph was darn close to pulling out a DRS range on that last lap, so as Don gets a 5-second for speeding on pit road, he's coming in for a pit stop, as is the Haas of Patrick and El Capitano. So the 2-stop strategy is one that the game must have been recommending to these guys, because wowee. I don't think we'd see Hunter or Joseph try and go for that strategy, but I mean, you never know.
I think for Hunter in a few laps, he pulls a big enough gap, there won't be anything for him to lose. He'll have a free pit stop.
Yeah, maybe try and go for the fastest lap. As Adam is right on the back of Joseph now. El Capitano picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Ooh, I think Adam's gonna get him back.
Yeah, I think so. Could we be at the point where the crossover is happening from the mediums to the hards in what the ideal tire is? I know in an ideal world you probably want to take those mediums probably 14 or so laps. 14 or 15 laps, 14, 15 laps. So we're going to be approaching that soon. Of course, a few of those were under safety car. So we see Adam is, he's putting some time on Joseph, that's for sure. 0.7 of a second, not able to break DRS. But it does look like those hards are coming alive, and this could be the opportunity. This could be exactly what Adam needs. He's pounding that overtake button, trying to get as big of a gap as he possibly can, burning up the overtake. As Joseph has to burn it up to just even think about keeping up.
And he's already got about 9/10. Ooh, a little
wiggled.
A little squirrely.
Neither of them got off that final corner well. None of them were burning down the house with that, as El Capitano and Highway were side by side. They're both on fresh softs. So yeah, Joseph was not able to come close enough. As now I mean, this could be a lap. If Adam breaks toe here, this could be his race to lose. If he can break out of DRS range of Joseph, then this could be it. Of course, a safety car would certainly throw a wrench into things now, wouldn't it? That would probably put... If safety car were to come out, everybody would probably come in, put on fresh socks. And Adam would get that 5-second penalty served, which would probably still keep him ahead of Hunter. And then all of a sudden, Adam would be in the captain's seat in terms of penalties, as Joseph would have that 3-second that he's not able to serve.
Wow.
Math.
You really all
I'm darn good at it, man.
worked that all out on the fly, huh?
I sure did. Joseph, he didn't seem to get a great exit off of the final corner. But he's able to close on Adam a little bit. This is really the only good battle that's happening on track right now. Some of the good battles that we saw have fallen off a little bit. I think we're getting too late in the race to see Joseph try and pit. I think at this point he's sticking this one out. So we see lap 23 of 27 here in Japan. We did have the safety car earlier. The full-on safety car. That was for Chef, who got caught up in something in the final corner. Where, of course, Kubica, he had an incident, not quite in the same way as Chef did. Kubica had an incident there last time F1 raced here. Ooh, Joseph had a massive moment coming to the final corner. That's going to cost him dearly down the straight. I think those mediums might be starting to fall off a little bit.
And they got to hold on 4 more laps.
Yeah, got to hold on for a couple more laps. So I guess more than a couple. It's more like 4. Hunter's charge ahead of Dustin has slowed. It's hung around 15 seconds. So I don't think Hunter plans to pit here. And I don't think Dustin has enough time to be able to make up that gap. Unless if Hunter were to have a tire issue. That would probably be the only way. And very importantly here, we're seeing the gap teeter right around the 1 second mark between these top two. 1.2 seconds now. This could be exactly what Adam needed. Joseph has used up all of his ERS just to try and hang in there. So is Adam. Adam's used it all up trying to get away. And I think it's working itself out there a little bit. I do think those mediums are starting to struggle a bit. 15 laps completed on those mediums now. Those hards would just be coming into their own. So I think this is the moment where Adam is going to start to pull away.
Yeah, that gap is starting to climb.
Yep.
1.8 seconds already.
Yep. And I think it probably won't be too long before we see Joseph's just start to play it a little bit more conservative. Make sure that there's no mistakes here in the final couple laps. P2 is that's really all he needs to keep doing here in the championship is finish top 2. And he'll be okay. Adam is charging hard though. Adam is charging hard. If you look back earlier in the season, you know, a couple different results and we could be talking about a completely different championship here. Yes, that is a good point. Mike, what did you think? To talk about real F1 here for a minute, since we don't really have any amazing battles to talk about on track right now. You know, Vettel picking up some really good points earlier today. He must have been pretty happy to see that.
I was very, very happy. I will say I was a tad bit disappointed with the fact that he had run in front of Perez that whole first stint, and was outpacing him for most of that stint. So I think in hindsight, if they had left him out as long as they left Perez out, he would have had that position as well, and a fourth place would have been tremendous. But I don't think, considering what the first couple of races was like, I think fifth is good. And Lance also did an incredible job to finish 8th from 13th. I think he did like almost 60 laps on the hards.
Yeah.
And just kept on getting quicker and quicker and quicker and built that gap. So
yeah,
it was good to root for the Aston Martin drivers today.
It was. I think you got to hand it to the pit box there as well. I mean, the drivers ran a good race, really good races themselves, but the pit strategy there from the Aston crew with Seb to complete that overcut, and I mean, he was running behind Lewis and who else did he get on that? He got Lewis,
Gasly.
Yeah, Lewis and Gasly.
He was side by side with Gasly going up Beau Rivage. So, and of course they missed it. The TV director missed it, but
yeah, they did that a couple times.
That was like the only on-track action, I think, of the race, and they conveniently panned away from it.
Yep.
So that was interesting.
Yeah,
But yeah, that overcut.
I didn't think it would be that strong.
Sneaks up. It was really strong for Perez.
Yeah.
He jumped 3 positions, so.
Yeah, Perez did a great job. Of course, Perez really good at keeping those tires intact as well. It was. I mean, I am not a Leclerc fan, but it was a shame to not see him start that race, starting on pole, or getting the pole position in whatever way that he ended up getting it. Still starting on pole in his home race. But
that's classic Ferrari. Yeah, the car is fine. It's not fine.
Definitely not fine, guys. Definitely not fine. But we are on the final lap here of the Japanese Grand Prix here for the Sunday night 7 o'clock, guys. It is Adam Kowalczykowski. He just has a couple more turns here to navigate. He has built up a 3-second gap, which is going to be enough. He is going to come out of the final corner to cross the start-finish line and win the Japanese Grand Prix. Joseph is going to come home in P2. He'll be kicking himself for that penalty that he picked up. Hunter running all by himself the entire race. He is going to bring it home today for 3rd position. Nice run there for both of the Mercedes drivers. As Dustin Howe, I'm sure he will be pleased with this result here tonight. He is going to take advantage of a couple of speedy guys not being here in Brando and Kevin. And he is going to pick up a well-deserved P4 here today, running a very, very clean race. Greg Brody looking to bring it home in 5th. Jaden coming out of the final corner. He's going to get 6th. A battle here between Highway and El Capitano. I do believe that El Capitano will get this based on Kenny having some penalties. El Capitano does get it. Aaron Bolin will cross the line in 9th. And final points of the night. Look to go to Patrick in 10th place. As Dirty Don will be the last. Actually, Dirty Don jumped in. Dirty Don picking up 10th. So he leapfrogs Patrick and denies the Haas driver of points. Driver of the day is Jaden in the Haas. Gunter's not going to be pleased about those penalties. Silly Gunter. As we check out the full finishing results here from Japan in the Japanese Grand Prix. See, a few drivers not picking up any penalties. Good to see. Good to see. But with that, we are going to kick things into a brief intermission here and prepare for the Victory Lane interviews. Make sure to stay with us because we will be back with the Victory Lane celebrations here in just a moment. Welcome into the Victory Lane celebrations. Now, we are joined by our 3 podium finishers here today. We are going to start off with our 3rd place finisher today, and that is Hunter. Hunter, you know, we we talked about it during the race. It was essentially you were running all by yourself out there tonight. You know, the top 2 they were kind of off ahead, and then you were making your way. You're putting a pretty solid gap on P4 behind you, pretty much at all points of the race. The one exciting point to talk about, I guess, would be that safety car that came out and what was going through your mind strategy wise at that point. But walk us through your Japanese Grand Prix.
Well, I mean, starting off with quali, I didn't have the most confidence in that setup going into the race, but in quali I felt like it would be pretty quick, so it wasn't necessarily super surprising that I was able to kind of like just barely edge out Klaus, Florida. But I kind of knew once it came to race time, I didn't think I'd have the race pace to keep up with them, and then I just got an absolutely terrible start, like and just wheel spin galore. Almost was like completely sideways, it felt like. So yeah, not a great start, and then from there on just kind of sat behind, just really on my own. Nobody behind me, nobody in front of me. Safety car hit, and I was already gonna do a soft to medium, and I was already gonna pit probably at lap 10. And so I think the safety car came out at lap 8. So I was like, all right, that's fine with me. So I just put on the mediums, but little did I know that was actually probably not the best decision for my setup, at least because of how aggressive it was. I was nursing my tires basically from like lap 20 and on. I couldn't really even make a attempt at staying with them after lap like 16. So yeah, really boring race again, kind of like Russia, but yeah, just really just running my own race.
Running your own races, right? But so you were saying the mediums, they started to fall off a little bit towards the end there. Was there ever any concern in your mind that were they getting into the danger zone for you?
Yeah, I was, like I said, I was nursing them from like lap 20. So on lap 20, I was hitting like 55%. So I was definitely You know, like at the end of the race, I think I finished on about 68 or 70%. It was like my highest percentage, so it was getting a little bit sketchy. If you were to like even see my telemetry or like watch me on those last 4 laps, I'm not even close to going like flat out. I'm just nursing the heck out of the car, just trying to get it home. So yeah, I was a little bit worried, but thankfully, made it through.
Yeah, I mean, regardless, you did survive. You nursed those tires to the end just like you needed to, and you brought it home today with another great podium finish. So a big congratulations to you for that. Mike, is there anything that you want to add for Hunter?
I'll just send a congratulations your way. Obviously, um, probably hope for a little bit more action, but those nice, boring, stress-free races aren't too bad.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, shout out my teammate. He had a really good race, P4. So basically equal to win in points. So hopefully we can make a run for constructors here on his last few races.
That's the plan. Eh? That's the plan. I think you guys are doing a good job of closing that gap. You're certainly with neither of the racing points coming out here tonight. You're actually going to build up quite a nice little gap to them, I believe, up to 28 points for you now. So well done to the both of you, and hopefully you'll be able to carry that through to the rest of the season. Alrighty. With that, we will now go to our P2 finisher here today, and that is Joseph in the Williams. Sir, you and Adam, you had a pretty good battle out there for most of that race. You being on the mediums for that second stint, and Adam being on the hards. Unfortunately, there picked up the little penalty, the 3-second penalty there in the second stint, which may have cost you at the end of it, but still, you're leading the championship. Second place finishes here on out should get you that championship, so it can't be all bad news for you. Walk us through your Japanese Grand Prix.
The qualifying definitely didn't go how I wanted to. I was up 4.5 tenths on my lap in the middle of the second sector, and one of the Ferraris didn't get out of my way, so I went in the back of him. So I actually got knocked down to third, I think, because Hunter had put in a nice lap. I got past him on the start, and then after that I was just following Adam through for most of the race. I passed him a couple laps in, and then I held the lead, and then he passed me back. The safety car came out, and I just did the opposite of Adam, because I could see what tires he had out as I was coming into my pit box. So I just picked the opposite and just see if it would work, because I knew the mediums would work, but it would be a stretch. I ended with about 80% on them. But pretty boring race, I guess. I was just in second place, but I mean, that's all I need, as you said, to win the championship. It's just second places from here on out.
Yeah, just keep it nice and clean, and that's really what you need. But one of the things that we saw around there, it seemed like, at least in the first part of that second stint, shortly after the safety car, it really seemed like it was hard to get that pass completed on Adam. You just feel like you didn't have quite the straight line speed, and it seemed like you had a little bit less straight line speed, but you were a lot stronger than him through sector 1, the technical sector 1. Did you kind of feel that in the car as well?
Yeah, I felt pretty strong through sector 1. I saw his back end was sliding a little more than mine. I think he had a little bit more battery management, I think is what it was, because I didn't have a lot of battery sitting behind him. And every time I did try and use my battery, he also used it, it felt like. So it's really hard to charge it around here, so I just had really bad battery management, I think.
Yeah, that's it's the way she goes sometimes. Like you said, or like we said, it's still a good second place for you. That's what you need to win this championship. And next week we will carry this through to the United States Grand Prix. I think that is a home race for you. How do you feel going into Coda?
Pretty confident. It's a tough track, definitely, but it's one of my favorites. Just got to keep it clean and get that second place. I mean, I'd love to win, but I just got to make sure I don't crash out or anything. I'm more focused on keeping it clean right now.
Fair enough.
So if that means I gotta like give Adam some space and just play it kind of do my own race, I'm fine with that. So I just got to see what happens.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mike, is there anything you want to add for Joseph?
Uh, no, just quick congratulations. Obviously, a hard luck with the strategy that you picked not working out for you. And then yeah, that penalty at the end kind of hurt you a little bit, but nonetheless, you're doing what you got to do, like Stu said, to get that championship. So yeah, look forward to seeing you at Coda.
Alrighty. And then last but certainly not least, we go to the Alfa Romeo driver of Adam Kowalczykowski. Adam, I know, kind of like what we were saying with Joseph there. You know, it was a good little battle that you guys had throughout different parts of the race, swapping the lead back and forth, and ultimately the hards sort of emerged in the second stint as having a little bit more life in them at the end, and you're able to pull out the 2-second gap that you needed to be able to hold on to the win in this race. Walk us through your Japanese Grand Prix.
Well, I think it was a common theme today that qualifying didn't go very well. I didn't even crack the 25s, and I thought I'd be hitting the like mid to low 25s in qualifying, but it ended up not mattering because obviously a couple of reasons that people couldn't improve their lap times. Then for the race, I knew it's just a short line going into turn 1, so it's usually pretty easy to hold the lead. And then the safety car came around, and I knew it was like way too early for the mediums to come out. Like on my softs, I think I was already hitting 70% going into the safety car. So I just thought I'm not gonna fit the mediums because I will not get to the end. So I put on the hards, hoping that I'd have that really big advantage towards the end of the race. And then it was like just me and Joseph in that DRS train. It was so hard to break, and then one lap going up the hill after the S section, I think Joseph might have had a little mistake, and then I pulled out like I think it was 1.5. So then I turned on the battery, turned up all the fuel, and just pushed as hard as I could for the 2 seconds. And if it meant me crashing out, then it was just I had to put up my best effort to really bring out that gap.
Yeah, you. It wasn't an easy one, I'm sure, at the end there because it seems like those tires didn't really come into their own until sort of 6 or so laps to go, and Joseph is definitely not the easiest guy to try and pull away from. So you did a great job there. As we head forward here into the final 4 races, I believe, of the season. I know we were talking about this beforehand. I believe it's 4 races to go in the season. Yeah, it is 4. With 4 races left to go in the season, what's your mindset going into these remaining races? I know it's looking like it's going to be pretty tricky to catch Joseph. I think the gap is about 35 or so points here with 4 to go. So what's your sort of mindset as we head into the closing stages of the season?
Well, I think I just did the thing on my calculator, but I think it's 34 points, and if I were to get the full 26, and if Joseph got 18 points like every single race from now on, I'd be left 2 behind. So like the most I can do is first every single race from now on, and maybe hoping that Hunter or True North can maybe steal a second place from him. But I highly doubt it's gonna happen. Plus, Florida's been pretty composed all season under high amounts of pressure, so it's gonna take some kind of miracle for me to come back.
Hey, I'll tell you what though, this has been a fun battle to watch between you two as or especially over the second half of this season. You guys seem to be locked into it every single week, so it's been a lot of fun for us to watch, and I'm just hoping for these final 4 races, we're gonna get to see a lot more of that. So, I mean, a big congratulations to you on another victory here tonight. Mike, is there anything that you want to add for Adam?
First of all, congratulations. I'll ask you real quick, because the win for you was put in question when you got that 5-second penalty. So as you were following the safety car, knowing you had the 5 second and he had nothing, did you think at that point, okay, my opportunity is gone here? Did you still think that the win was on the cards for you tonight?
Well, when I got the penalty, there was like lots of doubt because it's a big 5 second, and at that point I was already on 2 warnings. Going into the safety car, I was on 2 warnings, and it was I was checking race director, and Joseph was also on 2 warnings, so it's just gonna come down to him getting a penalty, me not getting a penalty, and I have to somehow pull up a 2 second gap, which is really tough around here because it doesn't, like, even though there's only one DRS zone, it is still really tough to pull away from somebody, even if you do have that tiny tire advantage and power advantage. So overall, like, that the 5 second penalty really brought me down, but it was what was I gonna do? I wasn't gonna kick myself down. I just had to keep driving the car as fast as I could.
Alrighty here. So I think that is going to wrap up our Japanese Grand Prix coverage here in this 7 o'clock running. In half an hour's time, though, we are going to be back at it for the 9 o'clock running here in Japan. So make sure to stay locked in for that coverage as well. We're going to be coming back here tomorrow night for the Monday Night Guys, as they will tackle this Suzuka circuit. Later on in the week, the European Regionals will race around here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night, and conclude with the Nationals running next weekend. So make sure to stay tuned into the TNE YouTube channel for all of those races. But on behalf of Mike and myself, thank you for tuning in here tonight to this Japanese Grand Prix, and we will talk to you next week.